Hello, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends where you're watching from at this moment of the day. This is Global Message TV. If this is your first time of watching our YouTube channel videos, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and bell notification so that whenever we make a new video, you will be among the first people to get the notification. Yes, my people, it's all about what really is going on in this country, Nigeria. You can watch this is Omo Yele Sowore, the activist, the Sahara Reporters owner. That's him. So it's all about the DSS, Nigerian DSS. What's is going on between the Omo Sowore and the judiciary. That's the courts. But that's not the major issue, though part of what I want to discuss with you here. But the major issue is one adage that says when a man marries two wives, he'll be able to know the one that is better than the other. When a woman marries two husbands, she'll be able to know the one that is better. So I was going through some write-ups today. I saw Showore's speech on Jonathan during Jonathan's administration, and the year 2040, the month of July, when he says that Abacha is better than Goodluck, President Goodluck Jonathan. That President Goodluck Jonathan is the worst president ever seen. So that was in July 2014. So Sowore said this. But this his statement was equally, you know, responded by former President Goodluck Jonathan, Ebele Jonathan, in the same year, 2014, um, October, the month of October. Jonathan responded to him and told him that he, Jonathan, is the most abused and insulted president all over the world. Yes, because look at Shiwere calling him that name, those names, saying that he's the worst president, that Abacha is better than him. So he reacted to it and responded, he's a kind of quiet man. He said, well, I'm quoting him now, the most abused and insulted president all over the world. But one thing paramount is this, I'm assuring you, is this, that when I leave office, you all will discover and see also the freedom that I allow all of you to enjoy. That when I leave office, you all will remember it. So that was the wise, talk. So when you look at it, you see that what he said has even come to pass, because during his period, um, this kind of things that is happening that nobody talks. If you talk, the DSS will arrest you. You'll be imprisoned. You'll be pursued by one agency or the other. All those things were not rampant then. In fact, those such things were not, happening. We weren't hearing such news. There was total freedom of speech then. So, but he told them that when he leaves office, that they are going to remember him, and also remember the, extent or the level, the unlimited freedom of speech which enjoy. But that day has come to be. Just look at what happened. What happened to Sowore in the court of justice, inside the courtroom where the judges are. The judges were scared, were frightened with. So you saw him lying on the floor. I don't know whether the person he was lying on, because when they dragged the young man out, people were asking him, "Who are you?" This, some people were pushing him. So that might be the DSS guy. So what kind of mess in a democratic government? And you're telling me that this is a democratic government. What is going on in this country, Nigeria? Are you telling me that the executive, the presidency, they are not aware of this display or this acts of the DSS, this excessive acts of the DSS in the courtroom? Are you telling me that they are not aware of it? You know. So, but whether the executive or the presidency reacts to this or not, don't you think judiciary should do something? Don't you think these guys that acted this way in the court yard, in a court house, in the judiciary, that frightened people, even threatened the judge, don't you think these guys should be brought to book? And don't you think they should be arrested, even, you know, taken to court, charged to court? Because this is, violation of law. I think in a democracy, there is what we call rule of law. And when you come to this rule of law, we talk about the supremacy of law, you know, over every body. That the law is supreme, the constitution is supreme. Nobody is above the law. So, but the reverse is being the case in this country, Nigeria. So, what is really going on? That the court will give order, and some arm of government will, look at the young man lying, helplessly on the chair. That is too bad on the floor. That's too bad. In the courtroom, not even outside the room, when court has granted him a, bail. So I mean, it is very, very incredible. It is. This is not supposed to, happen in a democratic government. So I don't know whether this is it's a terrorism, uh, it's an anarchy. This is even though during the military regime, I think it has not been like this. This is out of hand. It's really out of hand. So I don't know. I think Nigerians should wake up. The judiciary should wake up and take action, because they know what they are supposed to do to subdue all these inactions. So let them try to do something. They know the law, and they should do something to curb this situation, so that it will, because if nothing is done, the worst is coming to happen. you know because I believe that if the executive should give order and tell the DSS not to do this, they won't do it. I believe that if the presidency called DSS to order, they will never do this. So I think judiciary should do something to find out the people behind, this reckless power the DSS is, applying and imposing on the people, the citizenry. Because it is the citizen they are maltreating. They don't have respect to their life. They don't have value to their life, that are even paying the taxes they are being paid for. So without the citizen, I don't think both that executive and those the DSS can do anything. The security operatives, they can't stay there if not the taxpayers. And the executive should know how equally that they are being elected, you know, by this populace, this electorate, these people, these citizens. They don't value their lives. In other countries, in fact, the government value the life of their citizens more than theirs. Yes, yes. This thing DSS did can never happen in any Western world. They can't treat their citizens this way. And that is why sometimes you listen to people like IPOB leader calling calling Nigeria zoo, because it is not even all the animals that kill each other. It is some animals that don't even value the value of the other animals. But how can a human being, a man born of a woman, will look at his fellow man, his fellow human being that has family, and try to kill, strangle him in a courtyard, in a courtroom, somebody that did not do any personal thing to him or her? Well, this is incredible. I've never seen this kind of thing happen before, and I've never heard. So I think Nigerians should rise up and do something and know what to do, because this thing is getting out of hand. This thing is getting out of hand. So, by the way, I'm making this video is to um, remind us what Jonathan, his encounter with Sowore, what he told Sowore, what he responded to, you know, what Sowore said against him. So Sowore was fighting him for Buhari, but the Buhari he was fighting, Goodluck for now. It's now fighting, back to him. They are not paying him this way. So though he started fighting, well, I won't say he's fighting Buhari or he's fighting, but I think he's fighting for the betterment of the country. You know, but why I'm saying this is just the prophecy of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has come to pass. He told them that they were enjoying freedom. They were enjoying freedom. uh, then he was there. But whenever he left that office for another person, that is when they will realize the level of freedom he allowed them to, you know, enjoy. And this is exactly what is happening now. So, my people, I think I have about two videos I'm gonna tag here. Try to watch those videos, listen to Nigerian reactions, what people have been saying, how they have been showing their grievances on what happened to Sowore. You know, not only because it is Sowore, but what happened in a courtroom. That means the people that reacted acted that way don't even have regard or respect, for the rule of law in a democratic country. So internationally, globally, it is a very shameful thing to Nigerian government. So I think Nigerian government should look into this, investigate this, and know who is responsible, you know, for what this DSS did. This is your ugly act in the courtroom. So tell me what you think on this issue. Contribute. Tell us what you think should be, you know, the solution to what is going on in Nigeria right now, between the executive, the judiciary, and even the legislature. Though one of the lawyers was saying that they have achieved strangling the legislature, they have pocket them, so they are now trying to do the same to the judiciary, and it's not gonna work. They're not gonna allow them to achieve that. So I don't know whether they are resorting to anarchical system of government. So, but God forbid that should happen in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a great nation, a great country, that people say the giant of Africa, they are, you know, called. But why is what's happening there? So that's what people are asking and what people are saying. Wole Soyinka have talked and get tired. A lot of people, these are people that's fighting for the betterment of this particular country, Nigeria. But the few people, don't want peace in Nigeria, don't want the citizens to, have their freedom of speech, religion, and movement, which is very, very bad. So, my people, take your time to watch this video to the end, watch the clips I'm going to put, and tell us what you think about this. Don't fail to subscribe, share to people, comment. Hitting on the red subscribe button will not cost you any extra money. Rather, it will help you to, it will help us by reaching the target of YouTube so that it will be finally approved. Please help us by hitting on the red subscribe button, share to other people, like, dislike, comment, correct us areas you think we are not doing well. We'll be glad to take corrections. Let us know your opinion on this video, what you think about these issues in Nigeria, what is going on now. Even the one of Dr. Ojo Okalo, who has been sentenced 12 years imprisonment. They said it's just because he's an able guy who has the intention of coming out for 2023, and they don't want him to come out because he will be a very great opposition. Sometimes, when he came out, he did well, but this time around they said they don't want such strong oppositions on whosoever that is going to be the South and the Northern presidency choice. So tell us what you think about that one too. Though I heard that it's appealing the 12 years. So watch and watch.
What happened today is the height of Buhari's recklessness, the height of his government recklessness. This has had a pattern over the years, which is to hell with the courts, to hell with human rights, to hell with rule of law. How do you have a president that is elected through a constitutional process? A court gives a judgment. The DSS constitute another panel to review whether the judge was right in giving that judgment. Listen carefully. This is the height of madness. It is the height of madness for a court of competent jurisdiction to give a judgment, and an organ of a government constituted by the law decide to set up a panel to review it, because Nigerian people have become cowards and weak people. That is why the people who are doing this keep doing it every day. You think it's about the young man called Sowore? No. This is a pattern that has been going on in the last 4 years. They are taking down every institutions of government one by one. They took down the parliament, they took down the judiciary. Now they don't want people to have human rights. They have anti-social media bill and all sorts of things, all aimed at ensuring that they institute full-blown dictatorship. And it's important I say this. I don't want to believe the rumor that the NSC have been compromised, that the NBA have been compromised. Because I keep asking this question. What is the NSC saying? What is the Nigerian Bar Association? They have taken this rascality into your place of business, into the temple of justice. The NBA leadership have not done anything. And that is why the opposition is saying clearly and calling on the NBA. The only demand we want from NBA is total shutdown of the court. If the NBA still have boss, if there are still lawyers in NBA, what the NBA should do to the Nigerian people is what was done in Pakistan. Is to shut down the court, to tell the emperor that never again we will tolerate that. It is because you allow him to continue this reign of impunity that he keeps advancing his frontiers. The law courts must be shut, and judges must stand too. You saw the judge running helter-skelter with gun flying up in the courts, people pulling up their weapons. What kind of country is that? We must adopt the Pakistani option, which is when the Pakistani people, the judges stand too, including the lawyers. They forced President Musharraf to back down from his impunity. It's important that the civil society organizations, the NBA, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the TUC, the NANS, the Youth Council, if they are still existing, this is the time to save our democracy. It is very important. The things that led to the collapse of democracy in 1984, wars have happened right now. And we do not want the collapse of our constitutional governance. And that is why we are asking that these organizations must stand up in defense of our constitutional governance. And let me say this to President Muhammad Buhari, because this is all happening with his approval, in the sense that this keeps happening without him doing anything. What the DSS officer did inside the temple of justice is an act of treason. All of them are supposed to have been arrested. In China, they are supposed to face a firing squad for what they did today. This is not the first time. This thing was done when Saraki was Senate president, when they barricaded the institution of the parliament, and we kept quiet. And this has continued. Now you want to capture all organs of government, be it parliament, be it judiciary, be it even the public space. And that is why I want to send this message loud and clear to President Muhammad Buhari. Learn from history. Nkurunziza of Burundi tried this, he did not succeed with his secret service. Mugabe tried this, he did not succeed with his secret service. Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso tried this, he did not succeed with his secret service. Pinochet of Chile tried it, he did not succeed. Idi Amin tried it, he did not succeed. Even one of the greatest dictators like Nebuchadnezzar, he did not succeed. So learn from history. There is no way you can suppress the right of Nigerians. You can kill one to the others will rise. It's impossible. That is why, instead of working on this part that is destructive, because the people who are writing this script of Nkurunziza and and Mugabe should know that this script will consume all of us. It will just end up bringing down democracy. And that is what we don't want to happen to our democrats. That is why we are asking for the judges to turn to. If Nigerian judges still have balls, if they still have balls, if they are still on the side of the people, what are you sitting and doing at the Federal High Court and Supreme Court? When your orders are useless, they cannot be obeyed. The DSS doesn't obey your order. They even come into your court and start beating people up. And you are still sitting tomorrow to give what judgment? So if the judges still have balls, it is time to turn to like people did in Pakistan. If the MBA, if the lawyers still have balls in between their legs, it is time for them to shut down the court. That is the only way to tell the emperor that enough is enough. There is a limit, there is a red line you cannot cross. Because he is not doing that of a people. We elected him as a president. And he runs on the resources of the country. And so therefore he must confine himself within the ambit of the law. The DSS is an organ working directly under him. And whatever they did today have the input of the presidency. And if there is no consequences for today's traceable action, I can bet you that the worst things are going to happen. And the only way to save our country from what is going on is both for the media, the civil society, everybody to come together to say enough is enough.